in the picture that we already discussed how the CI/CD. So just simply increase the release the fix the versions, or you release build it and then we can continuously deploy your applications. And then after that I will integrate some monitoring features like actuator, micrometer, Grafana, and then you see all the microservice applications what you're doing. So that's the really way to do. So let's have a check. Is it our version is created successfully? Not here. It's in the command mode. So you see the version is successfully created. So it is the form.xml injected, and this is the version that we expected. So we just need to copy the versions. How can you externally deploy the applications with different numbers, different IP address, and so on and so forth. So let's go to the project directory, and then now it's the project directory, and you can see the refresh to 1.4. Just simply copy your project and the new versions of your applications, and then go paste it in the new version here, and then you can simply change the version number here. That's we already talked about, discussed really more. So you just simply change it and everything, nothing to change. That means this is, I say, this is really professional way. You just simply write down a script or simply run. You can also run like that way. So just simply Java, and for this is a little bit the annoying thing. So you just simply change it, just set it all the variables. You can also run this way also. There is a lot of possibility, but I found really good if you set it like Java path and set which machine, which port are free, and which machine you try to install, which version you install, which environments with database and URL and password, and after that, end of the day, just you call the services that you expected. So if I go to we can change it the version number, so it should work automatically. If I go to this window, we have maybe the same port is running. So you see the port is same port running. We stop the applications. So yes, we stop the applications, the clear, and then maybe we can dir direct, and then we can run it like start service. This is your script. Start your service. Then this is window is running. So how efficient it is, how to quick. So it's running our development environments that we expected. So this is the development environments, and this is the port number 3030 what we are running. So it is something wrong for the migration, some mismatch the version control. So let's have a check. Do I did the properly? So maybe here the error, so that means everything perfect. So now we will go. So this is so this is the finally the migration. This was the issues like I have already in the database level the migrations that you already saw. So what you need to be do, you clean your database server, and after you running your database server, then everything will be perfect to come up your version based database migration system will need to be really properly works. And I mean here, so you see the 4 sequences is created and externally, and then we have 4 tables, then user registration tables, user role tables, user profile table, user role table, schema tables. Let's have a check the schema table. So we have enough information and the history information about how many versions I have it. So I have only 2 versions. That's exactly what we plotted here into our script definition. database migration script definition. So all the table definition, foreign key, relationship, and the sequence generation, what we expected. So we just simply copy our jar file that we created the last times into our respective working directory, which put it here. And then after that, we just simply change our version number and port numbers and all necessary informations, and then so on and so forth, and we run the applications. And even you can run the application like that way, just simply change the version number and all things together, and then the alternative way. So what is the professional way that I say? So let's have a check. Is it anything into the database level that we already deploy the new versions into our maybe production environments? So nothing there. So user role, nothing there, maybe there. So we can check it like our applications, which port is the application running. As application running 3030, we can check it like here in a Postman, that I said. No, okay, here is the, we need to be changed the port that we already find the other port. So we can go there and 3030, and then 3030, and also set. So now the health checked. So application is up, there's some record and nothing there. So we can create something. Is it here, the post? Okay, nothing there, content. We can create now one of the records. So into the 200, 202, 203, and then we can check it. Is it the record there? So 4 record there. Is a role, nothing there. So let's have a create one. So 201. So just we have it already. 101, 102, 103. So then check it like so it's exactly perfectly working. So if you can check it like there, so maybe 201, 4, 5, 6, the 3 roles, and then define the role is there. So you see that perfectly our relationship and is working. So just recap what we did. Just like we already discussed about the informations, the Hibernate normally create the schema that we changing the schema will be created by the Flyway or Liquibase. That's we have 2 examples in the different screencasts. So we did it like this example. We did a Flyway, and then if I would do the migration script, and then we write down the microscript script. And what we did initially, just we call simply copy what Hibernate created, and then we change the semicolons end of the table creations, and then use sequence creations, and we put it in this script here, and then we put it the sequence addition. If you need additional version, then you simply just copy. Then but maybe you create the second tables or third tables, 4 tables, or 100 tables, depending, because the enterprise application normally in the microservice world, it's depending how many tables you need, maybe 20 or 40 depending on the microservice structure, or you might use microservice modules. That's important. So that means in the professional life, we will do like the migration systems. We need to be migration system with a professional way to handle. So like Flyway, but these projects where I have the same application, we have already 5 versions of the migration script. With Flyway, and for Liquibase, the same application. I have example like the Liquibase with the same application. We simply change this one, and with the changing the Flyway dependency, and it works automatically. That's I said I will do the really really one by one. What's the Liquibase can Flyway, the alternative possibility, you can do the same applications, and the many version, how you can configure it, how you can do the both system. If your company is using the Flyway, just do the Flyway way. If your company is using the 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 Liquibase way, then you can do all the Liquibase. If your companies don't use the Flyway, Liquibase, there may be alternative one, the directly the SQL script. This is the old schools, and you can do also the directly schools. That I will show you later screen card. How can also if you have a existing the databases, how can you migrate the existing database to the Flyway or Liquibase? I will show you later part of the screencast. So that means we have applications, we migrate the application into Flyway, and then now we need to be, we already saw how can you deploy the standalone jar files with the simply really professional way to standalone jar file to change your configuration files, and then changing and put this configuration file into the deployment team, and they will run the simply your script that you defined it here, your script files, just you simply change it here, and then they will change the port number and then run the start commands, and then it's application installed in the different environments. What doesn't matter in the development, test, QA, and how many machines, doesn't matter. They will simply change your configuration file, run the application. And then later screencast I will discuss about how can you deploy the same application with the Kubernetes Docker and the Docker Compose file that's I already prepared. And then also how can you prepare how can you deploy the application, same applications with the the same application means that they can simply copy paste those applications, and then you can just simply put it here, the Docker Compose, and then so on and so forth, just like it works. So just simply change the Docker files. That I will show you later parts. You can simply change here the number 4, number 3, and then it's work automatically what we expected. And the same thing same thing will be done by the containers. Just you see, we can put it here, paste all the files, and then just you need to be simply change and then run the files that you need. That's simply change which version you need, and that means the installation team that simply change these versions, and everything run as it is from the command lines. So I will show you how can you deploy the same application, the Docker and Docker Compose files, and also how can you deploy the application into the Kubernetes in the Kubernetes cluster. So that means we cover all part in the presentation, and the later part of the sections we'll cover all the presentation. So we did the implementations, we did release the standalone jar files, we deploy the standalone jar file with the systematic way, and after that same files we deploy into the Docker Compose, or Docker and Kubernetes. Just follow the channels and write down your commands, your ideas. That's help us to improve our skills. That's I said I try to share my skills. You can share also with us your skill, then we can come up together with the best solutions. Thank you, and bye bye. See you later.